Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Untold Tales of Purgatori, issue number 1 from Chaos Comics. This is a one-shot covered by El Rio, who passed away years ago, unfortunately. For those who don't know who Purgatori is, well, there's a whole history from Chaos Comics. She was a slave in Egypt, was bitten by a powerful vampire, rose to power. She got, well, power hungry. She only likes to drain the blood of the gods, gives her powers and all that stuff. She hates Lady Death, although they are not in the same universe anymore. Chaos Comics, doesn't exist anymore, and I believe there was some issues with characters and rights and all that stuff. So Lady Death is now part of Coffin Comics. The creator who created her, has the full rights to it. But I'm not sure with Purgatori. She's now nowhere to be found. Unfortunately, she's a great sadistic character. Lots of fan service in all of her books, right? She is, likes women. There's a lot of, sexy stuff in here. Well, not here, but if you like half-naked women, that's in here. So without further ado, well, as you can see, right? But if you want to know who she is, well, here's a short story. But this is set in Europe and Britain, where druids prepare for Samhain, the most sacred night of the year, and the evil that hunts them will bring them purgatory to the very cup of her true power and destiny. So, yeah, I don't know how this Roman guy comes into England, but it seems that Romans are now dominating and conquering parts of Europe now, or something like that. And this was before she rose to her true power and the powers that she, then had, but not here. She was just a regular vampire, but, in some unique form, right? Red skin, big wings, etc. She doesn't turn into a bat, but, she has other powers as well. And as you can see, this was a lot in those days, in the 90s when we see stuff like this. A lot of blood and guts, a lot of, like I said, fan service stuff. So this young woman looks at her, she doesn't notice, which is weird. There's some weird stuff in here. So the protagonist of this book, if you can call her that, is Kiva. Now it seems that some person is killing druids, and then the rest of the druids come here, and this is the leader of the gang, and he told her not to meddle in our affairs, right? And he says, the druids may jump at your command, seer, but I'm not a druid. My point exactly, be warned, Kiva, something you have visited is vile upon us. So yeah, they blame her, but she has also a husband that also died. I believe 6 druids died now, and she doesn't like that her name is being slandered, right? So she's calling them out. And he says, I will rain justice down on the killer while you lick yourself like dogs. All right, silly woman, he says. Eocat, tend to our brother's corpse and honor him. As you ask, High One. Good. At least someone still obeys me. But that is not true because what's his name? Eogad? Has plans of his own, right? Because he doesn't like the old bastards, and it's time for a new master to lead the druids, right? He says, the end of the druids nears, whether by my hand or some other. I will not be swept away from history. My scion will be masters, not slaves to some alien power. I will rewrite fate. And he will, sacrifice his his fellow druids to accomplish that, right? Meanwhile, not meanwhile. Anyway, so he will become their new god. So this young woman is now, she's aware of the vampire, but she is, taught the ways of the blood mysteries as her mother taught before her, right? Or her mother taught. Yeah, like that. I rule with blood. So she wants to command Purgatory, and I thought this is the same woman, but it's not. It's some kind of a hut. And Purgatory needs blood, right? And she wants to drink this female dry. But then a voice in her head, come to me, vampire. Now, says this woman, do you know who I am? I butchered kings and pharaohs. I've crushed whole cities. You should have kept me ignorant of you, she says. And well, so she vows to have revenge on her. Like I said, she's very, well, vengeful, evil being, right? She can also float. That's interesting. All right. But it's all a mirage. So the woman is not here. She says, did you think I chose you lightly, vampire? Did you think I wouldn't prepare for you? She says, stop it. Fight me. All right. And then, and now she rises up from the lake. A good craftsman says no fight with his tools. You are the bloody knife I wield for vengeance. Interesting what's happening here. All right, because there is water was still, and then she rises up. All right, meanwhile, Samhain is here. When the land of the dead opens and all mysteries and secrets are revealed. So this old man, this leader, calls upon his gods, I guess, or deities, and he wants to know who the murderer is. So Eokat says, I know his name, seer. Step back, you break the sacred circle. Well, his face says it all. He says, kill them now. It was you. Why? I saved us, seer, fool. I don't expect you to understand that. For months I've seen visions. Well, his men butchered the other druids. Within a generation, Rome will conquer us. A new god will rise on Rome's far border. The zealots of this new god will exterminate every last trace of us, enslave our children's souls. This is the future I will destroy. All right? So, but Seer says, well, if we have to die, then that is the way, right? It's the fate. But this guy says, why won't you see it? A new religion will be born on the Roman frontier. It will jealously sweep the world. So he turns into he turns into a monster. He's now a living god. He's now the avatar of Samanak, Lord of Death. All must bow to me. But then the girl comes, not all murderer, never all. I always admire your audacity, Kiva, but you're out of your depth. I'm beyond trivialities of like love and vengeance. You're an ignorant brat in a mask, ego bard. Jesus, Eo-chat. Jesus' name, what kind of name is that? So it seems that probably Eocat was jealous of her and her former husband that is now dead. And he basically stole him from her. And I like this. He's now basically transforming into our famous vampire. And she has a mask that she too has a mask, right? And she wants to have vengeance. Not even a god is beyond my wrath. This form is surprisingly pleasing. So this is not Purgatori's mind. It's the body that Kiev, right? Kiva is now controlling, right? And so she attacks him, but Purgatori is on the back of her mind. She says, I won't be used like this. She says to shut her up. She's clawing at him and biting him, and right? And but it seems that Eocat is not really accustomed to this body, nor does he knows what this body really is capable of. You place too much faith in love. Love is a diversion, nothing more. You were love's diversion, and you know that's all you were. He's using eye blasts, right? And so he has a lot of power. Well, Purgatori still fights with Kiva. You're too weak. Free me to fight him before he kills us both. I'm not stupid enough to trust you, vampire. So this creature says that he will make Brighton masters of the world. All right? So he also says, is your love for law worth more than destiny? She says, yes. To avenge him, I will do anything. And I don't know, she puts up, what is this? A tree? Is it stone? I do not know. So Purgatori says, trust him then. Trust him then. When you see your lover in hell, it won't matter how you failed him. So, but then Kiva panics and says, okay, damn you, I free you, destroy him. Right? So now it's Purgatori who's now dominating her own body again. Right? I told you to answer. I answered to no one. Learn to listen. So she now is free of her spell, but instead of attacking Eocat, she just flies off. He says, no, you treacherous bitch. So, and then Eocat is turning to the seer again, right? Wants to kill him. But Purgatori comes back and sweeps him off his feet, right? So Eocat says, no, I'm not a god. I am the other true god of the new era. And he's using this eye blast to cut her up. And she's, surprised. He cut me badly. I'm bleeding and also panicking. So wait a minute. I said, wait a minute. This is not the evil Purgatori that I know. I mean, the evil Purgatori that I know is, continuing to assault her enemies and try to kill them in whatever ways. And she is also, has a power called blood alchemy. But that is not in here. Well, it is, but I didn't know that at the time. Right? He kill us both if you don't free me to use the blood alchemy. What? I can manipulate blood to many purposes, Kiva says. But then Purgatori says, foolish girl, you merged us so you can have nothing from me now. Your skills are mine. So she instantly now knows how to use the blood alchemy. So, and then, decapitates him. He says, Lord, I need more power. Now, I forgot this name of this demon, but this is an eternal rival of Purgatori coming later in other books as well. So he says, you assert me you are a man of might. You lie. Your lie has ruined my plots and surrendered this world to the desert god. I will not forget this when we next meet. He calls him scum. All right. Well, Purgatori's just crashing, splattering his skull. You gods are so fragile these days. And now she's killing everyone except the old man. No one else to fight me. I wish to practice this blood alchemy. Your blood's too thin and rancid for my tasters, old man. Watch these warriors dies and no fear. But the alchemy man, the leader says, Aaron says, look to the east, vampire. No, not the sun. Not yet. It burns. And then she is burning up. This is real quick, by the way. I mean, how could she not notice this? Anyway, so she is turning to flames, but then only Kiva is here staying behind, and she's now, rising from the ashes, I believe. What did you do, says this man, this druid. I put the skin of a devil to fight a devil. Stupid. So the man praises her and says, no, this is brilliant and brave, but we do it next year. Yeah, perhaps we should just wear masks. And what of this year's devil? Burn away. We will see no more of her. Well, that's not entirely true. So later, following dusk, she's praying. She says, sleep, La, my love, to go to Manonan's house and know peace, for I never shall. How true, says a voice. What? You merged us. I took refuge in you until the sun drowned. Now there can only be Purgatori. But you will live in me, little witch trapped. You will teach me the blood mysteries as your mother taught you. We have all of eternity. She licks her bloody lips. And for eternity, the witch Kiva screams and screams, but only Purgatori can hear it. Happy Halloween. Of course, it's not Halloween, but I thought it was a fun book to talk about. So, yeah, you want to know more about Purgatori, you can, watch them online or, watch a couple of my videos. I did a couple of them. So, check it out. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hope you like the video. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.